Hello, everybody. We are so excited to bring you another fun fall project. This is our butterfly shadow box. It is a part of our Autumn Blessings gallery. The supplies that you're going to want to have with you are our wood blank in the size 5x5. We're using the shadow box side, and some cardstock, some scissors. Let's see what else here. Millot's pages transfer, the Queen Bee stamp, scissors, and an X-Acto knife. You'll want some black paint, some IOD ink and pad. The ink is black, a paintbrush, and some cardstock. Any color will do, but if you have black, that will save you the step of painting the backside. Just wanted to also mention that we already painted the shadow box. However, you can paint it any color you want, and you'll want a chalk-based or mineral type paint for that. Actually, you know what? That is not a 5x5 shadow box wood blank. It is the 8x8, so I apologize. That's the 8x8 wood blank. And we have the shadow box side is what we're using. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open your Millot's pages transfer, and you're going to pull out your sheet of butterflies so that you can choose exactly which butterflies you want. This is the fun part, so take your time. There's a lot of beautiful butterflies to choose from, and the colors are just gorgeous and perfect for fall, in my opinion. And we are going to choose 3. However, you could also just use one larger butterfly and center it as well. So you have all the options available to you, and you do exactly what you want. You'll just cut them out. You don't have to be too detailed in the cutting. You're going to be transferring them onto cardstock anyway. So just cut it out, and then go ahead and transfer it down on the cardstock. Again, just remember that if you start with black cardstock, you can save yourself the step of having to paint the bottom of the butterflies. So all we had was white, so that's why we chose white. And then you just transfer them onto your cardstock, and then you're going to, once they're transferred on, the way you can tell that they're transferred is as you're transferring them, you'll see them kind of get translucent. You'll hear kind of a little crackly sound, and then they'll start adhering to the cardstock. Cardstock. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and cut out our butterflies. This is going to be a little bit tedious, and it's going to take a little time, and you do want to take your time doing it. So put on a show, maybe, have a cup of tea, listen to some music, but take your time doing this. You want to be nice and detailed, because that is what is going to make these butterflies look more real in your shadow box. Now, once you have it cut out, you will want to, we are using the wrong tool for this. That's why we didn't show it on the supplies, and we mentioned having an X-Acto knife. That is what you would want, like a little craft knife. This is a box cutter. It is not ideal. But bring that in for those more detailed, difficult to get to cuts. If you want to keep the antlers, and that is going to make it a lot easier for you. If you want to just skip the little, is it called antlers? I might be saying that wrong. But if you want to skip that part and just not be that detailed, it's not going to make a huge difference. So don't worry about that. And then you just continue cutting them all out until they're all ready to put in your shadow box. Okay, if you had a black cardstock or the color, whatever color you want on the underside, if you used that color of cardstock, you can skip this step, but we didn't. So we are going to paint the bottom of these carefully with just some black craft paint. Okay, they are all dry. And so what we're going to do now is very, very carefully going to bend the wings upward. And the cardstock is what makes this possible. A nice thick cardstock is going to hold its shape. You just gently make those wings fly. Bend them backwards and see how nicely they curl. They're just so easy to work with. And just barely gently bend those up like so. All right, now we are going to use a hot glue gun to glue these into the shadow box. All right, this is beautiful already, but we want to put a little accent on the inner edge of the shadow box just to set it off. So that's where we're going to bring in our queen bee stamp. And we're going to choose a trim from the queen bee stamp. There's 4 to choose from. This stamp set, I have to tell you, is a workhorse. There are so many little pieces that we go to again and again. For more on our stamps and using our stamps, you can find a Stamp 101 tutorial on our website and on our YouTube channel. It goes over all of the basics of stamping. We're using black ink. We've freshly inked our ink pad, and we're just going to gently ink the stamp. The trick to stamping well is you don't want the ink to be too juicy and you don't want it to be too dry. So just nice, even, firm pressure as you're stamping the back of the stamp. And then we're going to use a masking technique so that we can miter the edges of this kind of inner accent. We're going to line up cardstock, straight edge cardstock. We want a nice straight edge, so not the cut edge. There we go. And we're going to do that to both sides of the side that we're trimming. So both miters of the side that we're trimming. And then we're just going to take the stamp and we're going to stamp down. I'm going to tape those just so that they stay in place easily. And here we go. I'm just eyeballing it. You can get more precision if you want to by lining it with pencil first. I'm just going to eyeball it here. Laying it down, and you want to hold it nice and still. Don't shift. And now nice, even pressure. You'll want to pay special attention where it's going up against the paper because there's a tiny bit of an edge there. So you'll want to press in there. Not too hard. You don't want the shape of the stamp to warp. So still be careful, but there we go. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do this to all 4 sides using the same technique. And you guys, that's all it takes to do a darling little shadow box. Again, this is part of our Autumn Blessings Gallery, so make sure you catch the other videos and see all 3 pieces in this beautiful gallery set.